Jai Baba everyone. We'll start with the prayer first, short prayer.
Beloved Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more, and more and more, and still yet more, till we become worthy of union with you, and help us all to hold fast to Baba's daman till the very end. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Thank you, Baba.
Jai Baba. To begin with, we invite our beloved Avatar Meher Baba to come over, take over and take the proceedings of this Thursday session. Sam Patel is not around, so in the meantime I'm holding the fort. Baba will speak, but I will move my lips. That's it. Okay? So today we are talking about a Mandali member, to begin with, a Mandali member who's rarely kind of discussed. And his name is Rustam Irani. Rustam Irani was Baba's Masaji, and therefore on every page that you read, it is Masaji, Masaji. Masaji's original name was Rustam Irani. Now, the word Masaji and Masi would confuse Baba lovers in the sense that there were two pairs of Masa and Masi of Baba. One was the one who adopted the first child of Shrinmay and Shariaji. Shrinmay was only 15 when the first child was born, Jamshed I believe, and Shrinmay was not mentally, emotionally, physically ready to look after this child. She was 15, she was a child. You can at the most call a young girl. So it was Masi Masa who took over Jamshed and looked after him. When the second child was born, that is when Merwan was born. So we are not talking about that Masi Masa, we are talking about the other Masi Masa, namely, I believe it was Rustam and his wife Piroja. I'm not 100% sure whether the name was Piroja, but as I text my memory, I believe it was Piroja. Now what happens was that they had two children, Aspandiar and Naja. Naja was 8, Aspandiar was 10 years old, and in the third delivery, Piroja expires. A young woman, maybe in her early 20s, she expires. Rustam himself was in his early 20s. He was shattered because he has now the added responsibility of looking after his two young children. It is at this point in time that Meher Baba, he was not called Meher Baba, he was not even called Merwanji, he was still in his infant years. So this young man in his 20s, he approaches his Masaji who was standing by his wife's body, which was still warm. And he's telling Masaji, Masaji, don't grieve, I will look after your children. So then he moves over to these two young children which were crying around, namely Aspandiar and Naja, says, children, don't cry, don't cry. I'm there, I will look after you. So Baba, when he was in his early 20s, is telling his cousins that don't cry, I will look after you. Which eventually history proved that Baba looked after them till they died. They were with Baba at Merazat when both of them died one after the other at Merazat itself. So effectively Baba did look after them. So we move forward. Now Masaji professionally was a cook. He was a cook, he was employed at Komrania Gear in Pune. He was a cook at Komrania Gear. At that point in time, maybe in the late 20s, Baba was at Ferguson Road at Pune. And at night, Baba and Bailey would be sleeping in that hut at Ferguson Road. So Masaji would carry food, namely the dinner for these two. He would walk down from Komradia Gyari to this Ferguson Road hut. It was almost literally like a hut, like a kholi kind of. And he would deposit the dinner for both of them. And he would come back to Komradia Gyari. This went on for quite some time. Now, after some time, one sec, please. After some time, Baba moves from Pune to Mumbai with his band of brothers, with his young men. And Baba walks down from Pune to Bombay with this young man. But as I recollect, they did not walk all the way up to Dadar. They stopped at either Thane or Kalyan or wherever it was. And from there they boarded a train and came to Dadar East, a place called Mandali. It was more than a cottage, it was a one-storied structure. And this is what was hired for a period of 1 year, where Baba wanted to start kind of a training, you can call it a training apprenticeship for the young boys. So this is where Baba and the young boys were staying at Mandali. Now, Masaji comes to know that Baba has already left Pune and he has gone to Bombay on foot. So Masaji leaves his job at Komrania Gyari. He kind of gives resignation. And like Baba and the others, he also walks, I repeat, he walks from Pune all the way to Dadar East and he joins Baba. And he tells Baba that, Baba, I want to serve you. In spite of the fact that Baba was Masaji's nephew, he never said Merwan or whatever. It was all respect. It was all respect, all true. So he tells Baba that I want to be with you, I want to serve you, I will cook for your boys and yourself. Baba says, okay, you join us. So the record shows that he becomes the second cook, and I presume so that Masaji was cook for the Parsis and the Muslims because of typical Parsi food, and there was another cook who possibly looked after the Hindus and whatever. So that's how there were two cooks at Mandali. Now it so happens that there was a rule, an unwritten rule at Mandali, that only those who stayed with Baba, namely the boys, they could enter Mandali. The others, if they maybe came unannounced, they had to be stopped at the gate. Now they had to be stopped at this gate, and whoever was the para at the gate, he would tell that person, he, she, they, whoever, you wait, I'll check with Baba and come back to you. You stand outside. The gate was not opened. I repeat, the gate was not open. So whoever was the para, he would go on the first floor where Baba was residing. He would tell Baba that Baba so and so has come or they have come. Baba would say, send them up. So he would go down, whoever that he is, he would go down, open the gate and tell that person, go upstairs on the first floor. Baba is on the first floor, first go there. So those people would go up and then they would talk to Baba and whatever. So on this occasion, Masaji is at the gate. He is minding the store at the gate and he sees his son, Asfandyar, at the gate. Now, I do not know whether he sees his son after so many months or so many years. I have no clue. But instead of opening the gate and hugging his son, he tells his son to wait. Now, this is called discipline This is called obedience, whatever you call it. He rushes up to Baba, tells Baba that Asfandyar has come. Baba says, send him up. So he opens the gate, he hugs his son, tell him, go first to Baba, meet him, and let's see what he has to say. Now, about this story, I'll talk a little later when I talk about Asfandyar. Asfandyar was Rustam's son, Masaji's son. So when I come to Asfandyar, namely Pendu and Naja, I'll talk about this very incident. Quite interesting. So we move on. Yeah, talking about this Komrani Agyari, it might be interesting to know that Baba and his elder brother Jamshed's Navjots were performed together at this Komrani Agyari. Very few of us know this, but this is there. This is recorded that Baba's Navjot was performed at Komrani Agyari. Now, Masaji was already an old man, everybody knows about it. So, when you read through Lord Mayor or other books, you will readily find Masaji's name occurring because Baba traveled far and wide at all times, and Masaji was not, he was an elderly man, he was not able to travel all the time with Baba at all times. But at Nasik, Masaji was with Baba, and I'm reading Lord Mayor third volume. There's a lovely photograph of Baba giving bath to a must, and next to him is Masaji holding a soap in his hand, and in another hand he is holding a mug with hot water. So Masaji did help Baba whilst Baba was giving bath to the must. So that's interesting. So he did help Baba in whichever way he could. Yeah. Now, there was this Pilamai from Karachi. Everyone must have heard her name. She was at Karachi, and whenever Baba went to Karachi, Pilamai's house was thrown open for Baba and his Mandali for Baba to stay. Now, Pilamai had come to Nasik. She was at Nasik, and like everyone else, Pilamai was also given a duty to perform. Her duty was that she was in charge of the stores. She was in charge of the stores. So everything that came into the store, everything went out from the store. Pilamai would have the lock and key for this. Now, a cook will always need, every morning, he will need a lot of stores for him to cook. And Masaji was the cook. And he would need stores and groceries and oil and tins and ghee and dal and whatever for him to cook, vegetables, etc. Now, every day he would have a tiff with Pilamai, because I may be wrong if I use the term Pilamai was tight-fisted. Well, the conditions made her tight-fisted in the sense that this was an ashram and the resources were thin. Everyone had to use the resources very frugally, very carefully, and therefore she was tight-fisted. She was controlling the store. And Masaji wanted more and more and more of ghee and more of dal and more of rice and more of whatever you have. So every day there will be a tiff between Masaji and Pilamai, and the matter went to Baba's, that Baba, these two are fighting every day. So Baba called both of them. He heard both of them. Then he had no option, because he didn't want to take Masaji's side, because Masaji was right. He didn't want to take the lady's side, Pilamai, because Pilamai was also in a sense right. So long and short, Baba poured cold water on both of them, and there was kind of a truce between them. And yeah, make it, hello, make it a little slower, please. Make it a little slower. So, yeah, Pilamai threatened Baba that if you do not resolve this, I'm going back to Karachi. So this is it. So that is how the matter came to Baba, and Pilamai said, I'm going back to Karachi. I can't handle this old man. So that's another incident. Yeah, Masaji once took Gulmai, Adi Senior's mother, to Upasni Maharaj. Now you'll wonder why would Masaji do that? In the early days, everyone went to Upasni Maharaj. Baba himself went to Upasni Maharaj on long periods, for long periods. So he takes Gulmai to Upasni Maharaj. She had skin ailment, and Gulmai couldn't take it any longer. So Masaji obliged her by taking her to Upasni Maharaj. It is said that Upasni Maharaj cured her illness. Illness means rash, skin rash. Since then, she became an ardent follower of Upasni Maharaj. And very interestingly, before she saw Upasni Maharaj at Rauri, not Rauri, sorry, Ketgaon, wherever, she saw Mirvan there, because Mirvan had also come to pay his respect to Upasni Maharaj. So the history says that she met Mirvan first, or maybe saw Mirvan first, before she saw Upasni Maharaj. So this is where she saw Mirvan first. Yes, another interesting story. In those early days, very early days of 20s and 30s, there would be this matter, whom later on they were called Harijans. And these matters would clean the toilets, the Indian toilets. Now at one time, this matter approaches Baba and says that I will not be coming for 15 days, you please manage. The other Mandali members didn't know about this. That matter had approached Baba and told Baba that you please manage, I won't be around for 15 days. So it is said that it was Baba and Masaji would wake up, I beg your pardon, Baba would wake up Masaji in the middle of the night, and these two gentlemen would go to the latrines, the Indian latrines. They would pick up the wicker baskets on their heads. That is how the Harijans did in those days. They would go to the dump the night waste in the pit. They would clean the wicker basket with butara and water and bring those wicker basket back and put them at the bottom of the latrine. So this is what Masaji did with Meher Baba. For 15 long days, none of the men Mandali had any clue that this is what Meher Baba is doing with Masaji. They had no clue. They were blissfully sleeping through the night. And it is only when this matter returned after 15 days that the men Mandali realized that what they were doing. Okay, we come to December 1944. You all know, as I said earlier, that Masaji was a cook, and in December 1944, it was Arnavaz and Nariman Dadachandji's wedding. And there was going to be a big feast. So Masaji was natural, because he was a cook, he had to arrange for everything. So, and this happened at Mehrabad. So Masaji goes over with some money, of course, in his hand. He goes to Ahmednagar. At Ahmednagar, he picks up burtons, those big burtons to cook, maybe firewood and the stores to cook for all these people for the celebrations. And he hires a truck at Ahmednagar. He hires a truck. He gets everything loaded onto the truck. Now, in those days, trucks were open trucks. Somebody has to take care of the stores. So Masaji, instead of sitting in the cabin of the truck, he sits on top of the truck to keep an eye. And the truck, and this, mind you, this is December, and this is evening time, and in those days it was much more chilly than what it is now. So As he traveled from Ahmednagar to Mehrabad, Masaji was an old man by this time, so he develops chest congestion, he develops fever, and he catches cold. When the truck lands at Mehrabad, he tells his son Pendu to take charge of the truck, to unload everything, put everything in the storeroom, etc. And he said he is not feeling well at all. He's going back to his room and resting there. So Pendu takes over the charge of the truck, and Masaji goes in his room and never to return alive again. He dies. He dies in his room. So this is how Masaji died at Mehrabad. Now there is a Masaji's grave at Mehrabad. Many people do not know where it is because it is not along with the others in a row. Everybody knows the tower. What's it called? The whole thing? So this is where Masaji's memorial tower. Sorry, this is where next to memorial tower are two graves, and one of them, this is where Masaji's grave was dug. Masaji's body was lowered. Baba was present there when Masaji's body was lowered. Baba threw a few roses on Masaji's body, then it was covered. Next to it was another, absolutely next to it, another khadda was dug, and Chanji's grave is not there. Chanji died in Kashmir. He had told Baba that, Baba, if I ever die, I would like to die here at Kashmir. And sure enough, at one of the Kashmir trips, Chanji dies there, and true to his word, Chanji was buried at Kashmir. So effectively his grave is at Kashmir, but here in this khadda, Masaji's bedrolls, etc., his other belongings were kept there, and so that's how it reads Masaji. Masaji's body was never kept there. So this is the story about how, sorry, Chanji. This is how Masaji's story ends here. So we move on. We move on to Pendu, namely Masaji's son Pendu. I told you that Baba had promised Pendu and Naja that I will look after you, don't worry. Years roll by and Pendu goes to Quetta for work. Pendu's uncle, I don't know, Kaka, Mama, whoever, Pendu's uncle had a flourishing business out there. He had a store, he had a canteen, he had maybe even a wine shop over there. So he was doing good business. So he called Pendu to come over and help him in his business. So Pendu was there helping Masaji in his business. Maybe a few years passed by and Pendu got the ropes. He got the ropes in the sense he saw how business was dealt with, how business was conducted by his uncle. So he got the ropes, and at that time Naja goes to Quetta and she meets her brother there, and she's telling Pendu that, Pendu, are you aware that, I don't think you are aware that Baba has moved base from Pune and he's gone to Mumbai, and at a place called Dadar, at a place called Manzil, Baba is staying there now, and all his boys have also gone there, and even Papa has gone there and joined him. So what are you doing here? Why don't you go to Mumbai and leave this job and stay with Baba? And Pendu was a little taken aback because it was in Pendu's mind. He had gathered some money also, and he wanted to start his own similar business, maybe not competing with his uncle, but maybe somewhere else, and start the business himself. But Naja says, forget about all this, forget about this business. Join Baba, join Papa, what are you doing here? So Now let's see how the whole chemistry works. At the same time, uncle calls Pendu and tells him that our store is running low and you need to go to Mumbai, Bombay and pick up the store, and we have to replenish our store, we have to do business here. So he makes a long list of what the store needed and gives it to Pendu, gives him a wad of notes to him and gives him one Men Friday to help him purchase the stores in Mumbai and bring it back to Quetta. So this is all ordained. This is all ordained. There's nothing to do with uncle. So he comes first to Manzilamim. He lands in Mumbai. He goes to Manzilamim, I'm sure with his Man Friday. And Papa is at the gate. So this is where I'm connecting the earlier story now. And Papa says, wait here. He goes up, tells Baba that Pendu has come. I don't know by that time his name was Pendu or not. Aspandiar has come. Baba says, send him up. So he opens the gate. The father and son hug each other. Papa says, first go and meet Baba. So he goes up and, so what are you doing this? Where are you this? And he tells the whole story that Baba, I come here, this is my Man Friday. We are here to come for shopping for uncle and we take the stores back. Baba says, enough of it, nothing doing. You stay here. But Baba, what about the money? What about the list? Baba says, maybe Baba told him to go over and purchase the stores in Mumbai, etc. Then said, give it to Man Friday. Let him take the stores back to wherever he came from, and you stay back. So this is how Pendu stayed back with Baba, and the rest is history. So from Quetta, Pendu is with Baba. In new life, Pendu joined Baba. Now this is also interesting. Now what was Pendu's job at the new life or during the new life? We all have gone to Merazad, everybody has gone to Merazad. There is this blue bus at the entrance, and behind the blue bus is the caravan. It's a contraption, it's a wooden contraption. If you go around it, you don't see the place for the engine. There are tires, but there are rubber tires, unlike the tires that you see in cars and wagons, etc. Just two tires. And I'm not sure where, Padri had not gone on New Life, mind you. Pendu had gone, Padri had not gone. Padri was in charge of Merabat. So he was one of the four pillars of Merabat. So Baba told Padri to stay back. But he calls Padri, I forget the name of the place, and he tells Padri exactly what he wanted in terms of the caravan. Maybe he even drew a sketch and gave it to him. If you look at the inside of the caravan, there's this door at the back. If you open the door, there are racks on like U-shape. One here, one over here, one at the back. So there's four ladies who had gone and joined Baba at the new life: Mera, Mani, Goher and Meru. Meru was the youngest of the four. So Meru slept on the floor of the caravan. If you see, there is a place in front called the floor of the caravan. So Meru slept on the floor of the caravan. Mera, Mani and Goher slept on this tree. And you see racks on the higher level where their bedrolls would be kept during the day and their clothes, etc. would be. So this is how it was. And in front, there was kind of a contraption where Pendu sat. And this caravan was pulled by two stocky bulls, heavy duty bulls. So this was meant to be pulled, by two bulls. Now, during the day, let's start with the very early morning. At the very early morning, Pendu would get up. He would take these two bulls, which were parked way away. He would drag these two bulls to the spot where the ladies were staying. By that time, the ladies are already out, they washed themselves, the bedrolls are put away. So Pendu ties up the bulls with the caravan and he takes the caravan away. Right in front of the caravan, I'm sorry, I'm digressing, but it's relevant to the new life. Right in the front, the men Mandali walked. Behind the men Mandali, Baba and Eraj walked. Behind Baba and Eraj at a distance, Mera, Mani, Goher and Meru walked. And behind them, all the animals and the birds and whatever was, right at the end, the two bulls and the caravan. So that is how the process went on. Now, if the ladies wanted Baba to stop, because the ladies were walking a little behind Baba and Neeraj, so how would they connect with Baba to say, please stop, please stop? So right behind, I'm digressing, but it's relevant. Right behind the women Mandali, there would be a camel. There were two camels, but there would be a camel, and the camel had a bell. So these ladies would stop, ring the bell around camel's neck. So Baba would turn around and look, and the women would say, Baba jara ubha raho. So that is how the whole caravan stopped. So that's kind of okay. Then in the evening at around 6, the journey would stop. Under a tree, the women Mandali would kind of rest for the night. Pendu would bring the caravan right up to where the women stopped. He would release the bulls from the caravan. He would leave the caravan for the night for the ladies and take the bulls back. So this is what Pendu's job was during the new life. During the blue bus tours, I'm using the word plural tours because there were 4 blue bus tours from time to time, but there were 4 blue bus tours. Sometimes it would be only blue bus, and sometimes, just let me, 1 second please. Someone wants to say something? Hello? Just can you read what someone has written? Sorry, excuse me.
If you can, I would like to hear about Baba going to Ahmednagar Fire Temple many times, Perin.
No, it's not relevant. Oh, who is this?
Perin.
Perin, I'm very sorry. Today that is not the subject matter and I don't have time now. It's already 6:33 and I do not know of Baba going to Agyari many times, so I will skip that question. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry, I got lost. Yeah, we were talking about the blue bus. Someone else's hand has gone up. Okay, so, right. I'm talking about the blue bus tours. Pendu had also gone during the new bus tours. At times it would only be blue bus. I repeat, at times it would be only be the blue bus where either Elizabeth would ride the bus or Eraj would ride. But there would also be times when there would be Elizabeth's car also, and behind Elizabeth's car would be the blue bus also. Everybody has read the stories. If the car was also there, then Elizabeth wouldn't be in the bus, she would be driving the car. But Pendu would be an alternate driver to Eraj. Either if Irich is driving, Pendu would be sitting next to him and vice versa. So Pendu was driving the blue bus also, and therefore he was on the blue bus tours also. Now whether he went on all 4 tours or he went on some of the tours, I'm not very sure of that. Yeah, Pendu traveled along with Baba on a number of occasions. I repeat, Pendu traveled with Baba on a number. However, will you put up the video, please? However, please put up the video. Thank you. Uh, yes, Baba would, Pendu would go on must tours with Baba. He helped Baba enormously during the must tours. He would go on must hunting as well, etc., etc. So he devoted all his, in short, he devoted all his life to Baba, helping Baba in whichever way Baba could. If you see Baba's videos of must tours and Baba bathing must, etc., Pendu is almost always there. He's always there, helping Baba with the buckets and with the waters and what have you, pulling up his pants halfway and so on. Yes. Now, it's exciting. Baba met with an accident at Uttara, and Pendu was one of those who was severely. Nilu died. You know that. Sorry, uh, it was Pendu who was crippled. Pendu was crippled because of this accident, and he was crippled for life. He never recovered. I have seen Pendu myself. He would be seated on a easy chair in front of the blue bus. For a number of years, I saw him, and I never saw him walking on his own. He either had a crutches or a walker, or 2 men would help him bring him from his room and make him sit on that easy chair. But he never got back to really walking the way any healthy man would walk. Now, in spite of all this handicap that Pendu had, Baba had appointed him as an organizer, as an arrangement wala for all the trips that not trips, uh, you call it Savas programs. And he was the one who has to organize everything before people started coming in for the Savas, namely the mandaps and the kitchen and the stores and the gadlas and the chaddars and the bedrolls and blankets, everything, everything, everything. He would be walking on his crutches, but this was his job. And he never said no to Baba that I'm sorry, I can't do it, I'm crippled, please ask someone else to do it. Sorry? The question is, was he in pain? He was almost always in pain. He was struggling. He was struggling. He was always in pain. No matter what the pain, he had to take rounds. No matter what, he had to go to the kitchen which was set up. He had to go to the places where mandap were put for the lovers to come and sleep. Yeah, he was always in pain, but he went on and on. And Baba took, I don't know what's the right word. Baba made him work. That's all I can say. Yeah, he said, Baba, I'm broken. Baba, I'm thoroughly destroyed. Baba said, only you will do it and only you can do it. So you do it. Yeah. Baba, the very first trust that we talk about, frankly, I didn't know till day before yesterday, the very first trust that Baba formed called Meher Mandali Maintenance Trust. This was in August 1936 at Nasik. The idea was that Baba was too occupied, Baba was too busy with everything. Baba was too busy with everything, and he wanted the day-to-day affairs to be taken over by someone else, by the others, so that he can focus on his job. So he formed this trust. He made Adi Senior the president. He made Norina and Pendu as vice presidents. So, so Pendu was one of the vice presidents of this first trust, which was formed in 1936. Now we come to Naja. Unfortunately, we don't have much to talk about Naja because she was always in the shadows. Naja, like her father, was a cook. She was a good cook, and she would work and she would cook for the women monthly. Now once, now once Naja felt sick. Now what to do? Somebody has to cook for the ladies. So Baba is calling Katie, who was a relatively young lady. By the way, Katie spent a lot of her time in Mumbai, and I'm aware of that. And she worked for the Japanese consulate in Mumbai. Katie worked for the Japanese consulate in Mumbai along with Dolly Dastur. Maybe Dolly Dastur pushed her in the Japanese consulate. For a number of years, I think till she retired, she worked for the Japanese consulate. After retiring, she went back to Merazat. So this is, by the way, so Baba is calling Katie and telling her that you do the cooking since Naja is unwell. Now Katie is lost. She didn't know how to cook an egg. And Baba is telling her to cook for the whole women monthly. So she started howling, Baba, I don't know how to cook. Baba said, what is there to cry? You have to learn. Everybody learns, so you also have to learn. And says, Naja is there, she will help you. But Naja is sick, how can she help me? So what Naja did was, now this is very interesting. She, poor lady, she moved her, she is sick, mind you, she is very sick. She moved the bed into the kitchen. Naja moved her bed into the kitchen, and she is helping Katie with every teaspoon of masala and whatever. So this is gradually how Katie learned cooking. And she became so proficient at cooking that eventually she came out with a book, Cooking with Katie. We have that one book, my wife has that one book. She came out with that book, she became so proficient. Baba said, you have to learn, you have to cook. You are a woman, you have to cook. What else can you do? Sorry? Yeah, must be. So, and Katie, by the way, was a very good singer. I'm in my car, I'm listening Katie's CD. She had good voice. And she's singing about the song she sang before Baba in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s. Very interesting lady, very jovial, very smart. Always decked up with pearls and makeup. Though she was in her 70s. And she had gone to the West also on a talk tour. So my wife and I were about to go on a talk tour in the West. So Katie is telling my wife, Firuza, wear nice saris, huh? Take a lot of saris and wear saris. You should look nice, you should look presentable. And Firuza was all over US in paddle pushers and t-shirts. You don't wear saris in the US. So anyway, so this is amusing. Yeah. During New Life, as I told you a little earlier, only four women were taken by Baba for New Life. Now what about the other ladies? They were, without Baba, they would be orphans, literally like orphans. They had no house to stay, they had nowhere to go, they were possibly not educated. So where would they go, where would they stay? So Baba had organized that two ladies will stay at Erachi's house, Papaja Savala's house. Two ladies will stay at Merji's house. Merji was earlier at Pune, then he shifted to Mumbai. So whether he was at Pune or Mumbai, I'm not sure. And two ladies would stay at Narimanda Rechanji Adavasi's house. And one second, can you see what's the message? And okay, then can you show it later? We have time, you can show it later. Okay, so Naja was told to go and stay with Papa Jasavala at Pune. So, and put your hand down. And what Baba had told all these ladies is, you should not be a burden, you should not be a burden on your host. You should elk out some living, you should elk out some, you should do something and don't be a burden on your host. So I don't know what Naja did, whether she did cooking elsewhere. I'm not aware, I've not read it. But basically, during New Life, she stayed at Jasavala's, and after Baba came back to Merazat, she moved to Merazat for the rest of her life. Yeah, Naja, poor lady, she didn't know English. She must have studied in Gujarati medium school. So, and the Westerner ladies came and stayed at Merazad and maybe Merabad and wherever, Nasik. So Naja would try to speak in English and she would make such a chabada of English. And the whole of Parsi ladies would laugh and the American would say, what is she saying? What is Naja saying? And everyone would have a rolling laughter at Naja's cost, of course. So basically this is it. This is about Masaji and his two children's life stories. Would someone want to ask something? Someone from the audience, or if at all? We do have some time, I believe. Sorry, yeah. Shall I move? Let me go there. Turn it on. Sorry? Irani. I'm sorry, you won't be able to see. Why don't you turn? Sorry, hello. Yeah, turn.
Taste. So I must say Jai Baba to you. Welcome to Baba's kitchen. Is it recorded or what? Yeah. So this is Baba's kitchen and I'm still cooking after one. Baba put me in the kitchen in 1939. So I'm still cooking for everybody. And now I'm 83. I was 19 then. We had open fire, open wood fire. Now this Naja built here, with a little coal here, I can, do my rice and things like that. See? So I put coal in here. I light the coal outside, otherwise the kitchen would get all black with the wood fire. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, now I'm going to do dudi.
Judy.
Dudi is squash. You call squash. ये अंडे झाड़ लेते ना आता
It's a long white. They call it white. No?
you call it, what do you call it?
We call it long white squash.
Summer squash.
No, it's
not.
there's a nice name. I think it is white squash only. Okay, see now I'm putting, because dudi is a little very bland, so you have to make it extra good. This is ghee, pure clarified butter.
From Baba's New Life Ghee Company.
No, this I make when we collect butter,
Oh, you make it?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I boil it and make it into ghee. And with Baba also, we never cooked in anything except Baba would get big tins of butter from the bazaar. We had to buy them. I had to wash that, put it on the big fires like that,
And make
ghee. And that, those bagulas, were this big, so high. That whole tin of butter going in. And you have to be very careful because it can just overflow. One day it just started flowing and wouldn't stop. I had to put water in it, Baba, because then it catches fire, you know.
My God.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
So I had to be so careful, pull up the wood, put water in it, take Baba's name. You have to be very careful. It's very little dangerous making all that. So now, now this is for my didi. Black peppercorn. A little taste, you see. I like to put, now this will pop. Jai Baba. Wow, this is ginger slices. Jai Baba. Jai Baba. And this is fresh milk. चलो दीदी से भांडा आना वेरी दीदी हाँ हाँ
Ah, parboiled.
no I yesterday I steamed it you know so you control the fire here not too much people don't want things salty so I have to be careful now Malik baguli dia lani kai wati dia pani kadala loka Chala. Oh, Baba.
Don't get too tired, honey.
Every day, not today. Oh. Baba. That's the squash. Now, I will put milk or cream if you have. I don't have cream, but I can put milk. I saved my coffee milk. I didn't drink my coffee milk. I left it for the milk.
Look at this self-service.
Well, I'm not going to get extra milk from anywhere. So, now this will simmer. And when the water is all dried up inside, I will now. So, it's a jhakni. हाँ, एला jhakni दिया. एची मोटी jhakni को टाइप एक आ जाए. ऐसे ही है. एला jhakni दिया. अच्छा दाल झालिया समझ दाल ने बगुले दिया.
Prem said Biksha DJ. People looking for milk. Prem said Biksha DJ.
Prem se Biksha DJ. That's when Baba went in the new life. And parents and all who accompanied him there to say Prem se Biksha DJ. Give, what is it?
Give alms.
Alms with love. With love. But you know, poor Gani, Dr. Gani and Nilkant, Dr. Nilkant, they were both sent out together. Now Nilkant was a little plump like me and Gani. So they went and knocked on the door. Somebody opened and said, Prem se Biksha dijiye. What? You two fat people, can't you work and earn and eat? You come asking for begging like food? Go away. So they felt so bad. Now Neelu was very, very affected. He said, Baba, call me a big fat thing to go and earn. So Baba still made them all go.
Yeah.
But the best people who gave alms to Baba, these poor villagers in the huts. One old lady, they went begging for her and she didn't even have flour in the house to make bhakri. She said, please don't go away. She ran to the neighbor, got some flour, quickly made the bhakri, and then she said, please wait. And she had spinach from her fields. She chopped it up, made nice hot spinach, and gave bhakri with spinach. And see, Baba, those people who gave Baba so freely, Baba has blessed them. I mean, he must have given them so much now. And those who refuse, Baba will show them. Of course, I don't say anything, but Baba in his own way works, you know. Yeah. Those who give, receive more, more and more. चलो दीदी का भी पूछे के साइड की घास ले निकल दिया लोका के लिए चले दिए थे ना Nanti Amina akan terus dia tanah Bombay.
Little more.
Teeny, little more. One day Mani was cooking here and then she was stirring and Baba said, "What are you doing? Mama, doesn't taste good." Baba said, "Let me see, what is it?" He took the ladle and he started stirring and he said, "Where's the salt?" He took a pinch of salt, added in it and stirred it and told Mani, "Now taste." Mani said, "Baba, it's wonderful." So a touch from the God's hand.
Yeah.
Just tell me it's enough salt. Just a second, then I'll wash and give it to Daddy.
Yeah.
धुवून द्या लवकर खाली नाला खाली धुवा मग आता डाळची बबली खोलायची आपल्याला This is my dish. बाबा Huh? Finally, before I serve, with my cheese, grated cheese, I shall sprinkle when I take it off because now if I put it becomes all gluey, it's becoming rubbery. So just before serving, when I take off the mayonnaise, when I take off the ribbons, just spray on the top and it tastes good. So this is dudi, huh? Yeah. Now I have to give a little taste to that. You have to taste and see what is huh? ठीक आहे अंडे उतरून टाकत ते इथं ठेव गरम आहे Let it cool off, huh? Don't burn your tongue. Don't burn your tongue, it's very hot. And if you burn your tongue, you lose all taste.
Oh yeah.
त्याला बाजूला तिथं ठेव ते चमचे आत मला काढून घासून द्यायचं सगळे हाताने
Come
काढ
closer to Katie so you can see this. Have you ever had that squash?
No, it's very. I like the pepper.
You like that pepper?
I got a nice. I got a whole kernel of pepper.
That was fried, so it's not so hot.
Yeah.
You understand?
It pops.
And it pops, and it gives a nice flavor. A little touch of little tangy, Now I shall do the dal. Dal tayar kara.
Very good.
I shall put this there. Just to be back, they'll wash it. So Amber, you're also enjoying it.
This is fun.
अभी अपने फार्म पर
So with this, we have come to the end of the session. It was a wonderful video that we saw of Katie Auntie along with us. Are there any questions, any reflections, any thoughts from the participants? Anyone wishes to share, not just questions, but any reflections? All right, from the audience. All right, okay. So with this, today that we covered, Jimmy Uncle very swiftly drove us through this journey, starting with Masaji and explaining to which Masaji and Masiji we were talking, because many times we also look at the different terminologies and then we go to certain books where the family trees are there and we come down understanding the dedication and obedience of Masaji and their children, and most importance, Most importantly, it is their love for Baba in the form of obedience. And when we say love, it has what when Baba said, "You have to love me," it's nothing but we need to remember Baba, we need to obey Baba, and we need to ensure that we take him along with us. With that, it is 7 o'clock. Thank you, Alpeshji. Will convey the message. Yes, Nakendra uncle will convey the message to Jimmy uncle. And we now move on to prayers and Aarti. And we thank Baba for being there through this entire hour and making us remember him and giving us an opportunity to be with him through this Thursday program. Thank you. We will be having the prayers, and then at the end, after the Aarti, we will meet for a minute, holding silence, remembering Baba, connecting to Baba, and then we shall close the meeting.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। हे परवरदिगार, सबके राखनहार और सबकी रक्षा करने वाले, तुम्हारा कोई आदि नहीं है और न तुम्हारा कोई अंत है। तुम अद्वैत हो, तुम तुलना से परे हो और तुम्हारा पार कोई नहीं पा सकता है। तुम्हारा कोई रंग और कोई रूप नहीं है। तुम अविभाव से रहित हो और तुम गुणातीत हो। तुम अपार हो और अगाध हो, कल्पना और धारणा से परे हो, शाश्वत और अनश्वर हो। तुम अखंडीय हो और दिव्य नेत्रों के सिवाय और किसी भी प्रकार से तुम्हें कोई नहीं देख सकता है। तुम्हारा अस्तित्व सदैव था, तुम सदैव रहते हो और तुम सदैव रहोगे। तुम सर्वत्र हो, तुम हर वस्तु में हो और तुम हर जगह से परे तथा हर वस्तु से परे भी हो। तुम आकाश में हो और पाताल में हो। तुम व्यक्त हो और अव्यक्त हो। तुम सब लोगों पर हो और समस्त लोगों से परे भी हो। तुम तीनों भुवनों में हो और तीनों भुवनों से परे भी हो। तुम अगोचर हो और स्वतंत्र हो। तुम सृष्टि के रचने वाले हो, स्वामियों के स्वामी हो, समस्त मनों और हृदयों के ज्ञाता हो। तुम सर्वशक्तिमान हो और सर्वव्यापी हो। तुम अनंत ज्ञान हो, अनंत शक्ति हो और अनंत आनंद हो। तुम ज्ञान के महासागर हो, सर्वज्ञ हो, अनंत ज्ञान रखने वाले हो। तुम भूत, वर्तमान और भविष्य के ज्ञाता हो और तुम स्वयं ज्ञान हो। तुम पूर्ण दयामय हो और सदैव परोपकारी हो। तुम आत्माओं की आत्मा हो और अनंत गुणों से संपूर्ण एक परमात्मा हो। तुम सत्य, ज्ञान और परमानंद की त्रिमूर्ति हो। तुम सत्य के मूल हो, प्रेम के महासागर हो। तुम सनातन सत्ता हो, ऊंचों में सबसे ऊंचे हो। तुम प्रभु और परमेश्वर हो। तुम पर ब्रह्म हो और परात्परी पर ब्रह्म भी हो। तुम पर ब्रह्म परमात्मा हो, अल्लाह हो, इलाही हो, यजदान हो और मस्ल हो और प्रियतम ईश्वर हो। तुम्हारा नाम यजट अर्थात एकमात्र पूज्य है। हे असीम दया के निधि प्रभुराज, हम अपने सब पापों के लिए पश्चाताप करते हैं। हर एक विचार के लिए जो असत्य, अनुचित या गंदा था, हर एक बोले हुए शब्द के लिए जिससे बोलना हमें उचित न था, और हर एक कर्म के लिए जिसे करना हमें उचित न था। स्वार्थ से प्रेरित हर एक कर्म, शब्द और विचार के लिए तथा द्वेष प्रेरित हर एक कर्म, शब्द और विचार के लिए हम पश्चाताप करते हैं, विशेषकर हर एक कामुक विचार तथा क्रिया के लिए, ऐसे हर एक वचन के लिए जिसको हमने पूरा नहीं किया, और सभी निंदा, पाखंड, दम्भ या लोगों के पीछे उनके दोष बताने के लिए हम अनुताप करते हैं, और खासकर दूसरों का नाश करने वाले हर एक कर्म के लिए, दूसरों को दुख देने वाले हर एक शब्द तथा कर्म के लिए तथा दूसरों पर दुख गिरने की इच्छा करने के लिए हम अनुताप करते हैं। हे प्रभुराज, आप हम पर असीम दया करके हमारे किए हुए पापों को क्षमा कीजिए, और वैसे ही आपकी मर्जी के अनुसार विचार करने में, बोलने में तथा कार्य करने में जो हमारी असमर्थता सदा रहती आई है, उसको भी क्षमा कीजिए। यही हमारी आपसे प्रार्थना है। प्रियतम परमात्मा, हमारी ऐसी सहायता कर कि हम तुमसे अधिक का अधिक प्रेम करें, और अधिक और अधिक, और फिर भी उससे भी अधिक प्रेम करें, जब तक कि हम तुझ में मिलकर एक हो जाने के पात्र बन जाए। और तो हम सबकी ऐसी सहायता कर कि हम अंत अंत तक प्रियतम बाबा का दामन लोटा से पकड़े रहे। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
भुजावे नार जहलतनी कर खुद रत्ने फरमातू छलागी आश भक्तों ने के बख्शे नूरे मातू अयामुर शब मेहर बाबा चरण पर तुझ न धरिए सर खुदाना जात थी वाकिफ थई बे थो मेहर बातू तुझे मालिक हकीकत नो तू आशिक भी ने आरिफ भी तुझे धरी याए वहदत मारिफत नो हो ही तू फातू हमोर है रब ने सालेक बख्शे ज्ञान इज़्ज़त नू कि तू पर महात्मा ज्ञानी छने मुख तारेर फातू खुदाना प्रेम नो प्यालो पिलावी मस्त हमने कर छ तुझ पर जान सदके साखिया पी दे पे मातू हमारी नाव भर दरिए तरावे तो हमें तरिए हमारा ना खुदा मेहर बाबा छनिगे बातू हमारा ना खुदा मेहर बाबा छनिगे बातू भुजावे नार जहलतनी कर खुद रत्ने फरमातू छलागी आश भक्तों ने के बख्शे नूरे माथु। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
O glorious, eternal, ancient one, your face is a bright transcendental sun. Light in this dark world and the tears I weep, my heart meher I give to you to keep. Creator yet creationless you are, truth and truth's body, divine avatar, who through compassion the three worlds maintains, destroy this ignorance that life sustains. These five lights are the whirling spokes of bread, of the world's wheel that bears me on to there. Unless you who are infinitely kind break the wheels up which is conditioned mine. This incense is my love, these fruits my art, which to please you I have shaped from my heart. Accept them as you would a simple flower that has no use beyond its shining hour. You are myself, I sing to you in praise, and beg your love to bear me through the days, till you, the ever-living perfect one, illume my darkness with your shining sun. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। Beloved Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Till we meet next Thursday, keep Baba along with you, and he is always with us. Jai Meher Baba.